All right, so I'm working with the Super Tight, my bling pin, and I've got some tweezers to help with flipping the crystals. I'm going to be using Swarovski crystals this time. That is what my client asked for. This will be on, like I said, some Nike Benassi slides. These are men's size 8. No, I'm sorry, these are women's size 8. There you go. And so I'll just be doing the check. Hopefully I can move fast enough to where we can do both shoes and not just one. Let's get you a little bit lifted there. Okay. Hi Vicky, how are you? So guys, I am going to be working with SS12, SS10, and SS6 crystals. I have my handy dandy trusty sandpaper. You need your alcohol to wipe that off and something to wipe that with. So whether you have a cotton ball or paper towel or, just something to wipe it off with, that's what you'll need. We'll start there. If anybody is working along, go ahead and grab out your slides, your sandpaper, your alcohol, and something to wipe it off with. I don't have my 91% alcohol handy, so I'm just going to use some green alcohol. No big D. Hi, Monica. So the first thing we want to do here is just on the part that you're going to sparkle. Of course, if you're going to sparkle the entire shoe, then you do the entire shoe. But just on the check, I am going to rough up the surface just a little bit. And do the same for the other one. Okay. While I'm doing the tedious work, can everybody tell me where you're from, where you're chiming in from? As many of you guys know, I am here in Houston, well, North Houston, and it's been pretty crazy as far as the weather is concerned down here. Friday night we had a hailstorm so badly, I thought that it was an earthquake. Like, it was horrible. Okay, the alcohol is just to clean off the area that you're working on, so you don't leave a bunch of sandpaper particles. All right, Lake Charles, come on out. My mama is from Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Hey. Bonaire, Georgia, Lakeland, Florida. You guys are way out. Monica, we must be cousins. You know, everybody from Louisiana, we're all related, right? I grew up, born and raised in New Orleans, and Houston was like the second home, so I lived here for a little bit also as a child. Oh, Charlotte, hey, North Carolina. Okay, guys, we're gonna give these just a hot second to kind of dry. I'll put one to the side, and we will start on the first one. Again, these are SS12s. I'm going to slide some of these out. I will use 10 if I need some that are just a little bit smaller to fill in any holes, and 6 for fillers. And these are my 6s. And so if you were not on the last live, and this is your first time coming in, I'll get in a little bit closer so I can show you guys how to get these really small spots. Let me get this more towards the middle of the screen for you. Okay. Uh-oh, Cincinnati. All right, Monica, when you come to Houston, call me, girl. Okay, so we are going to start at the very top back here. Again, I am using Super Tight. I no longer use E6000, and that is like the biggest blessing on the planet. E6000 is horrible. If you want to grab some Super Tight, go on to becreateful.com. It is in the adhesive section. If you are not a fast crafter, get this one. It dries slower and has a longer work time. So for the tips way up here, you want to use your smaller crystals. We are going to go here. I've got a couple on here. And then I'll move to the tins. Just touch that little area. Then I can get to the 12s. And I will more than likely put a 10 right here. Yeah. So the way I do mine, I start with my outline and follow that edge so that you stick with that pattern. See there? And then you use your little SS6s to fill in gaps. So that little gap that was right there, I put in that 6. That 10 is gonna go there because it was too big for a 12 to fit. And so now we're just gonna keep going. Okay, is anybody working on something today with us, or are we all just kind of here to hang out, say hey, and learn a little something? If you're working along with me, let me know. And also let me know if you guys need a better vantage point. If you can't see, if there's too much light, let me know. I know that this is kind of bright. I've got my big lamp, and to me it kind of seems like it might be obstructing. If it is, I will shut it off so that you guys can better see. If it isn't, then we will keep going. Okay, so you see how I'm going around this edge? I do still have some glue that's wet over here, and I can take advantage of it. So I'll come back in with one for the middle and push it right there. I think I'll drop a 10 there because the 12 won't fit, and that 10 fits perfectly. Okay, can everybody see? You guys can see okay? All right, Miss Vicky sewing mask. That's awesome. Hi, Miss Latrice. I don't sew the mask, but I certainly have been making half of the mask for my cousin who sews. We are doing those beautiful rhinestone masks. Well, they're Lux Crystal masks. And they are just, oh my goodness, they're so pretty. Kenna, so sorry. Kenna, this tool is on the Be Createful website. It's under the tools section. It's just a rhinestone pickup tool. Trust me, it'll save your life. Tweezers are not hot at all. So go grab you one. And then look at the adhesive section to help you determine the best adhesive for your project. If anybody has any questions while I'm going along, please go ahead and ask. I have the live up on another phone, so I can watch and catch your questions, because the way My sky float is set up. I don't get to see the screen that I'm working on actually, or recording on. You're welcome, Miss Kenna. So let me show you guys what I am doing. While the glue is still wet, that's what this part of the tool helps to do, is to push these around. While the glue is still wet, make certain they're aligned on that bottom line. And we'll just keep going, but I want to bring this line around because once you get to the back of this area, you kind of have to start changing up crystal sizes and whatnot. And I want to be able to have them both there. Hi, Miss Shar. Jodine, what adhesive am I using? I'm using the Super Tight, the green one, this one. I need to grab some more because I'm almost out. I've been using it, y'all. It's great. It's so much better than E6000. If you're still using E6000, like seriously, put it down. Don't buy any more. Oh, Miss Vicky, I would love to see yours. You're welcome, Jodine. Am I saying it right? Is it Jodine or like Jodine, or do people just call you Dean? I don't want to mess up anybody's name. These go pretty quickly, guys. If I'm moving too fast, somebody just let me know, and I will slow down for you all. And I'm trying not to obstruct the path that I'm working on, so if you guys can't see, if I'm blocking the camera, please let me know. The glue is on the Be Createful website, becreateful.com. That glue is going to be under the adhesive section, and depending on what type of crafter that you are, if you work fast, you can go ahead and grab that green one. If you work slower and you're still learning, I recommend getting this one. This one is wetter in a sense, and it has longer work time. So if you're a slow crafter, this is what you want. If you're not, and you can rock it out, well then go for the one that's quick drying. It's like so much better than one that isn't. I've got another one that I'm working with for the wine tumbler that I'm doing, and the glue, it just dries so slowly. It takes like forever. I'll do like 15 minutes and do a big patch, and then have to kind of prop it up because the stones kind of slide out of the way, and it's just annoying. So I'm going to fill in this little section. Oh, Nikki, why? Why? You have to open them. Okay, for the middle section, guys, I am still doing that same pattern. I'm going to start on the outside and then get into the middle. Kind of drop that one in the wrong spot. No big deal. Okay. If you guys can see, make certain I've got it into the camera well enough for you to be able to see what I'm doing here and how they're going to kind of come together, the rows. And remember, you don't want the crystals too tight on each other because they'll like bump up, and that's not what you want. Okay, here, this little small gap, I'm gonna try and get one of the really tiny fillers in that gap. Like that. There we go. Can you see? Oh, girl. Lori. I wasn't ready for that comment, Lori. How you doing, honey? Oh, goodness gracious. That's hilarious. Okay, so now I'm going to catch this middle, get back to this row, and we'll start using the fillers in here because it kind of gets a little tight. Okay, here we go, just a smidgen. When you've done this as long as I have, you learn portion control, or at least how to control how much product comes out of the tube. But yeah, I don't know I don't know that I ever, when I first started, that I ever used any of the syringes and whatnot. I don't believe I've ever done that. I just kind of had to force myself to learn how to get the stuff to come out at the pace I wanted to come out at. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean precision tips aren't awesome. Precision tips are awesome. Should have been doing that a long time ago, but, you know, at least I learned how to control the amount of glue. These little itty-bitty spots. I hope I'm not blocking your view, guys. I'm dropping in these really small ones and then using the back end of the tool to push them into place and to press them down so that they set in the glue. And it's not like the easiest thing. Okay, so can you see how I've got that like filled in here, but these are still the SS12s. Yes, Miss Bridget, these are flat backs, and yes, the glue does dry clear. It comes out clear also, but yes, it does. I am so sorry, guys, for my puppy. He does not like when anyone drives down our street and my front door is open, so I apologize. He's a noisy puppy. And he is 13 pounds, but you swear he was like a Rottweiler or something. Okay, here we are getting to another spot where I'm changing out those crystals and using the smaller ones just to kind of keep it as tight as I possibly can. This is why I use multiple sizes and why Annette has the multiple size packs. You're not going to find any application where you'll just use one size crystal. It's just not. You'll have gaps and it just won't look as neat if you don't fill in those gaps. Okay, so we are getting to the back part, which is the harder part. Child, he didn't get no action, Nikki. He just like, see, there he is again. He just likes to bark. He's just a barker. That is his life. All right. There we go. Ready for the rest. Okay, and again, I'm just going to start on the outer edge, get those going first, and then we'll fill in the middle. So does anybody else have any fur babies? And what kind of fur baby do you have? Ooh, very close. All right, as you can see, I've got some spots where I won't need to fill it in because they're getting close. And that's going to change in just a hot second. I'm just trying to make certain I catch all of that wet glue. And now I'm going to drop maybe 1 or 2. Let's see how many of these little small fillers I can stick in here. That's going to be it. Okay, so now that I've gotten to where these are starting to get over that black portion, I'm going to change them out. What I like to do is at the bottom, I like to use the smaller crystals and leave the size we've been using at the top. But this last one here, I think it's in my way. We'll take that out. It's fighting back, and I'm going to move it. It is better suited here. Gotcha. Okay, so here I'm going to swap to maybe 1 10, and then the rest will be 6, and then I'm going to start moving to 10 down to 6 here. Oh, thank you, Nikki. Oh, Char, listen, it takes some time to get to being that fast. It took me years. Nikki, the best thing I would say, if you get glue somewhere, have you a Q-tip with alcohol, 91% alcohol, and wipe it as swiftly as possible. The fillers are SS6, but you can use SS5 if that's the ones you have, and I also have SS10. So I'm going to do this line all the way to the back and catch this line right under here. I know it's hard to see how I'm doing the glue, but this glue is awesome for that. It kind of came out in like a mozzarella cheese strand. It's the best way I can explain it. And it worked perfectly. So there we go. Here's this next little SS10 that's going to go there. Fit perfectly. And now I'm going to the 6s and drop this one in underneath that. We'll drop this one in here. Uh-oh, that picked up 2. No worries. Sit there. Here we are now to where I don't need any of those underneath because that one just kind of fits perfectly. Drop another. And then I can't do any more because it'll overlap. So I'm going to go back to the 10s. Here. Here. And now we're back to the 6s. And then this shoe is done. And the good thing is that this does dry quickly. And it's like, it's on there. So what I can do, now that this one is done, I'm going to do the other one. And then by the time I finish the other one, this one has a good dry on it. I'll set them to the side for about 30 minutes, package them up. They'll be on their way to their new home tomorrow. So on to this one. Thank you, Miss Nikki. I appreciate that. It's under, okay, okay, Ari, you got it. Okay, great. Anybody else have any other questions before I start this second shoe? Let me know. If not, I'm going to shake up these crystals and get them in the right area. See, that was quick. How long have we been on live? Can anybody tell me? I don't know. I don't see a time count. In any event, that was pretty quick. It usually takes me about 10-15 minutes per shoe. When they're just this Nike check, I get these done quickly. So if you guys, what I suggest doing, oh no, don't use E6000, Nikki, I'll come back to that. What I suggest doing If you want to get fast at this so you can start completing projects faster and, making more money, is practice, 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 practice. I know it sounds like ridiculous, but my 8th grade coach used to always tell me perfect practice makes perfect, and he was 1000% correct. Of course, in 8th grade it sounds like you're just a jerk, but as an adult, if you are working on something and you want to perfect your craft, take your time. If it doesn't look right, undo it, redo it. And the more you start doing that, the more you get into it, the more you'll be able to recognize your errors the minute they happen, correct them quickly, and then start working quickly to where you have less and less errors. It's just like learning keyboarding. The more you type, the more you go through those lessons, the faster you get. And before you know it, you're at 71 words a minute with 0 errors. So just practice. So Nikki, about E6000. E6000 is, to me, it's like one of the worst glues on the planet. And that's because I now have had exposure to something else. I used E6000 for years. I still have some E6000 that I'm not going to use, but I still have some. And it's very, very toxic. I used to open up all the windows, put fans on, etc., just to make certain that I didn't get sick or anyone else in the room got sick, because it's very, very strong. It's harder to control out of the bottle or out of the tube. And it's just like, it gets really nasty in color if you don't hurry up and use it. It's just, it's just one of those that, I'm so glad there's something better on the market. So I definitely suggest, if you are looking for something that won't have you passing out 10 minutes after using it, or passing out if you don't have a well-ventilated area to work in, then, you definitely need to get away from E6000. It is not good. It's worse than like two-part epoxy in my opinion. And I do tumblers also, so yeah. Okay, so I did the same thing here. I started with the really, really small ones up top, then I put the SS10, started around this edge, and then came back with an SS10 here to come around this edge. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna come around, do the middle, and then follow it all the way out. Oh, thanks, Lori. The glue I'm using now is super tight. Uh-oh. Okay, so back in, let's see. I'm trying to make certain I have it where you guys can see. I am going to zoom in just a little bit more for you, or bring the shoe up. Y'all hear my daughter whispering in the background like people can't hear her? Y'all hear her? Y'all hear her? Somebody come get her, please. She thinks she is so slick. Uh-oh. Okay, so if you're like me and you're the person who squeezes the glue like straight out of the bottle or out of the tube, be sure to make certain that you get good coverage when you're squeezing. I just hit an empty spot. It was not fun. So, y'all, she's still whispering. I don't know why these girls think people can't hear her. Can y'all hear her? Why is she laughing? Who asked that? Do I use liquid fusion? Yes, I do use liquid fusion. Liquid fusion is what I am angry at as we speak, because I was testing out the liquid fusion on the wine tumbler that I showed you guys in the beginning, and I'm very angry with it because it won't dry. well, won't dry fast enough for me, at least. Like, I don't have all day. And when I sit down to work on that tumbler, because I actually don't have a sale for it, I'm just trying to kind of bling it and make certain that when we all sit down to bling, you know, I've got a good pattern in mind and I can walk you guys through it pretty quickly. And it's just like irritating me. So Liquid Fusion, it's pretty decent glue. It doesn't have a smell. However, it's doing the most. I don't have time to lay down glue and walk away for 5 minutes and then come back for it to be tacky enough to work with. But, you know, some people appreciate that because some people do work slower, and I understand that. So, you know, again, if you're a beginner crafter, that's probably the type of glue that you want. You want something that's going to have a little bit more work time, so in case you do make the mistakes, you can correct them without, you know, having to fight or without any acetone. So, but for me, it's annoying. Okay, so I am trying to work a little bit faster here because I did put a lot of glue in the middle and I don't want it to dry. And again, this is a quick set. And again, if you're a faster worker, somebody who's been doing this for a little bit, it's definitely the one that you want. You'll be able to get through your projects pretty quickly, and you can get them out the door pretty quickly. I've had projects that I just refused to ship because I knew that they weren't really set well enough, and so you don't have that problem with this. So again, guys, pay attention to the pattern. I am going in that outer edge first, catch that inner edge pattern. And let's see. Oh, don't think that just because it worked out one way on one shoe that you'll definitely get it to do the exact same on another shoe. Even if they have the same pattern, like this one, it's the exact same measurements, but hey, I know this is not the way I did the first shoe. It happens. You're human. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be exact. There we go. Again, I like the top edge to be to have the main size crystals over the bottom edge just because it looks better. Let's see, what size, what am I using acetone for? Oh, acetone helps to clean up the glue. Yes, ma'am, Miss Lori, I do put the cap back on after application. After each time I use it, I replace the cap. That's why I'll put the glue and then you'll see a moment before I start going back to crystallizing because I'm putting that cap back on. Uh-oh. Eek, what is that? I think I picked up some fur from my blanket, you guys. Okay. And then back here. And another thing I really like about the Super Tight is that you really don't need a lot of glue for it to stick. Like seriously, it'll stick on a thread and it's not going anywhere. So it's awesome. So let's see if I can get you guys a good view of how it looks when I'm stringing out the glue. Let's see. Do you guys see how it's like being stringy? That's what I do when I have those really small spots. If I'm doing a bigger area, I just put the entire tip down and kind of dab up and down. I hope you guys were able to see that string of glue come out of there. Okay. And again, to me, the top edge is the most important. You want to make certain that your crystals are in your main size along that top edge. For as long as possible. Okay. And I know that I've heard some people use like spreaders when they lay down their glue. You're not going to need to do that with this. Just because if you lay this glue down too thin, it'll dry out on you before you have an opportunity to use it. So don't use any spreaders. Don't spread it out. Get it in the spot that you want it in the amount that you want it in as you're laying it down.
Sorry guys, that's my dog.
Oh, so now I've got the dog and the kid wanting to join in on the live. Okay, now I'm filling. Y'all, I swear, you would swear he was like an 80-pound pit bull or something. And he is a 13-pound Maltese Pekingese. The most he could do is bite somebody's knees. I don't know what is wrong with this dog, y'all. Priya, I buy the slides. These I purchased online at Nike.com. The price of them is included in the price that I sell them for. Janet, I am using, my main size is SS12, then I'm using SS10 and SS6 for fillers. Nikki, I am working on doing some classes. I'll probably be doing large items on Zoom as like a buy-in course. The smaller items, I won't be doing like that. I'll do them in the group on live. I will probably do some items that are sold on the Be Createful website. No, I will do some items that are sold on the Be Createful website. So that if you guys go and purchase those items and you want to bling them, there will be a how-to video for those. It won't be an interactive video, however, it'll just be a how-to video that'll show you how to properly bling those items out. But again, I do have a couple of other videos here in the group if you go into the videos section. And I have a couple other things that I would like to do with you guys. Uh-oh, I've got a little bit glue down here. Let me show y'all. So I'm gonna grab my alcohol really quickly and wipe this up. Boom, before it dries on me. There we go. Okay, did you guys see this? And now I'm making it worse. I'll wait until I put the crystals on it and redo it. What I did was I just kind of wiped that area with some alcohol that had a little bit of glue on it, and then just used my nail to kind of scrape it up some. And I was actually pulling more down, so I'm just going to get these crystals on there and then go back and clean that glue up. But it came off pretty easily. Okay. And I will clean it up more before I get this in the mail. All right, so just like the last one, I'm going to get the crystals along the top and then come down underneath with the smaller ones. And now let me point something else out really quickly. So the glue had an opportunity to get a little bit of dry time while I was cleaning off the shoe, and because of that, when I placed that crystal, it just immediately stuck. Like, it won't move. It is on there. So that's why I say if you are a fast crafter, you can work with this. If you're learning, I suggest going with a different one, because it, like, once this glue gets to the tacky phase, boom, it's on there, you know. Miss Ursula, the glue I'm using is the green super tight glue. It's on the Be Createful website. It is under adhesives, and if anybody wants to know about the tool I'm using, it is also there, and it is under tools. Yes, Miss Latanya, I have worked with bling sheets. I do have a video in the group of me working with bling sheets. I think they were hot fix. However, I did not hot fix them because they were going on a stylist booth. And I used, what adhesive did I use? I think that I did use super tight there also. I'm not sure. I bling a lot. Everything starts to kind of run together. Okay, I am not going to be using the 12s anymore. They are out of the way. They're too big. I'm now down to 10s. And now that those two are on there, 6s only. And we are just about done. There we go. And we're done. How do you like that? Bring them both on camera for you. You guys can peek them out as I clean up my area.
Good.
Can y'all see that? All right, and now that I am done, let me answer any questions you guys might have. Jasmine, I am using SS12, SS10, and SS6. You're so welcome, Miss Ursula. Amelia, thank you, hun. Here we are. There they are. From start to finish. Let's see. Bye, Miss Shaw. I will miss you. Oh, I do have a makeup brush. I have a makeup brush. Let me see if I can find my makeup brush. If my makeup brush is in my purse, I'll show you guys. Let me check out and see if I have that. I did not do the sheets with the makeup brush. I did hand placement. Let's see. I don't know if it's in here. But if it is, I will give you guys a show.
Is it okay if we say hey?
Not at the moment, young lady.
I'm not
Let's see. I don't think it is. I have no idea where my makeup brush is. So there's that. I was kind of hoping to show you guys, and it's not in my purse, which means it's probably upstairs. And so there's that. Okay. Let's see. I'll try and do a makeup brush tutorial. How about that? We could do that if you guys like. Oh, get you one of those precision tip applicators, Nikki. It's on the Be Createful website, I believe under tools, or it could be under the adhesive section. It's a little small. I have one. If you give me a hot second, I will find it for you so that you can see what is better to use. And make sure you store it upside down so so that the glue doesn't get stuck in the tip, or wash your tip before you store it. Ah ha ha, I found it. This. That's what you want. Now let's see. What other questions? I'm missing them. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Miss Tanisha. Kriya, I think that part of the issue with people who are using it, are you putting any pressure on them when you're picking up the crystals? Try the one from Be Createful, because I don't have any issues with this one. I have like 0 issues at all with this one. Try that and see how that works for you. Miss Jasmine, for the black part, so what you could do, you could just continue with the same size of 12. The last time I did these, I think I used either 14 or 16 for the outer part, and I used the smaller ones for the inner part. Thank you, Miss Ursula. I know, right, Amelia? Just go for it, girl. Go for it. You're welcome, Nikki. You're welcome, Latanya. You know what, Nikki? That's why I said try the one from Be Createful, because a lot of overseas sellers get on Amazon and they do sell just like, you know, basically bottom of the line type stuff, and yeah, I wouldn't trust it. I would definitely go to a more trusted site and to grab any tools or, you know, any crystals. Yeah, you just have to be careful with stuff like that. Thanks, Miss Lori. Anybody else have any other questions or anything else you guys would like to see? Oh, Katrina, it's so easy. It's not hard to do at all. I'm so sorry for all the noise, y'all. My family just, you know, they're noisy. It's okay. Any other questions before we get ready to head out of here? Thank you, Miss Denise. These are done with Swarovski, so these, I believe, are listed on my website for $89.99, something like that. The Pink Super Tight Fusion Tech. Let me check, because I haven't used that one yet, so hang on. Let me get on there and I'll see if I can answer that question for you. Oh, Miss Katrina, what are you trying to do though? Because, you know, different projects require different things. Yes, Jardine, I did sand them first. Let's see. Let me get to the pink. Oh, okay. I haven't used this glue just yet, Nikki, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know. It's the industrial strength, so I would assume it's for like heavier things, like maybe if you're doing something in the car or something like that and you're blending it. I'm not really sure. Haven't had a chance to try it yet. The green is what I'm using now. And the green is for a lot of projects. Like you could definitely use this on tumblers. You could use this on shoes. You could use this on, you know, multiple projects. Katrina, depending on what you're getting, what I would recommend you doing is buying like the multi-pack of crystals, and then if you work fast, go with the green super tight. If you work slow, go with the fusion tack. No, I have not done any Crocs yet. I haven't had anybody to request Crocs, and I don't like Crocs, so I wouldn't do any for myself because I would not wear them. So, sorry. I sand with at least 120 grit sandpaper, just a little small strip of sandpaper. You're welcome, Katrina. Anybody else have any other questions before I shut down and log off and go attend to my noisy child and my barking dog?
Ouch, my leg, my leg. Mom, my leg hurts.
I know, sweetie. You know, Miss Nikki, I don't blame them for doing them for $200. I probably wouldn't charge anything less because that's a lot of surface area. And also depending on your crystals, like, yeah, $200 sounds about right. You are so welcome, Miss Nikki. Oh, it's your first time. I thought I read somebody say that. That's so awesome. I'm so happy to have you here, Miss Nikki. Welcome. Welcome to our lovely area of Facebook in the world. It's so wonderful to have you here. I hope you come back. I hope you learn. I hope you share. Hey, Miss Maria. Thank you for jumping on. It's so good to see your name come up. Anybody else have any other questions? Okay, one more thing. If anybody has a makeup brush that they want to bling, we can bling that on live in like the next couple of days. Maybe even tomorrow. Hey, what do you know? What do you guys want to do? Hey, Katrina, it's your first time too. That's awesome. That's awesome. Come back with us and share. I'm so glad to have so many first timers.
I don't get to say hi, not there.
My daughter wants to say hi, everybody. Can you say it really, really loudly? Scream.
Hi!
Did y'all get that? I hope y'all got that. Okay, so tomorrow I will break out a makeup brush. I have a fatty that will do what I suggest everybody doing. If you guys are gonna do, y'all listen, don't encourage her. You see they're saying hi to you? If you guys are gonna do a makeup brush with me on live tomorrow, I recommend tonight sanding it down. Mine are wood, so sand down the outside of it. If it's wood, go ahead and paint it. If you have paint it the background color that you want.
He says, okay?
And then we'll get on live tomorrow, and we'll do that. How about that? I already have one that's painted silver. I think it's either a MAC brush or a Morphe brush. I'm not really sure, but whatever, we'll do it. Paint it. Pick out your colors. I will probably be using SS16 because I know I have a bunch of those in a bunch of various colors that I'm not doing anything with. So that'll be fun. Let me know how many of you guys want to do it. We'll do it. Any kind of makeup brush. If that sounds good, I guess I can try and be on, we'll see, either 11 or 12. I'll make an announcement in the group tomorrow. If there are no more questions, yes, ma'am. I promise you I will find my makeup brush tonight. That's what I did. I did acrylic paint silver underneath AB for mine, but silver goes great under clear or AB. Whichever one you want to use, hon. Whichever one. My makeup brush is already done painted in silver, so I don't know. I'll probably use like either crystal or, I don't know, whatever I pull out. Maybe yellow or I don't know. Whatever I pull out, we'll see when I pull it out. You're welcome. Okay, guys, look for an announcement in the morning from me as to what time we'll get that live going. Have your stuff done, have your brush painted, have yourself ready, and we are gonna bling. Thank you guys so much. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll chat tomorrow. Bye now.